Now we are starting with the fourth module, that is on the microwave hybrid circuits. So up till now we have come across some microwave sources which are used for generation and amplification of microwave signals. We have seen amplifiers, microwave oscillators, etc. Now in this module we will be seeing about the several other type of microwave components or microwave hybrid circuits. Now microwave systems generally they consist of all such components including the source or the load which is being connected to each other by the waveguide. All the rectangular, circular, cavity resonators which we discussed are also part of microwave components. Now in this module we see about the other type of microwave components which are commonly used in microwave laboratories. So we will see each of these components one by one. Now coming to the discussion of microwave hybrid circuits. When we are saying a microwave circuit, it means that we are interconnecting several microwave devices in some way to achieve the desired transmission of a microwave signal. That is, sometimes it becomes necessary for us to split a microwave signal or to combine a microwave signal. So how this can be achieved? By the interconnection of several microwave devices. Okay, so the interconnection of two or more microwave devices may be regarded as a microwave junction. So junction, as a name indicates, it's a interconnection of one or more devices, microwave devices. So these are the commonly used microwave junctions. It includes waveguide T. So these are all examples of microwave components which we are using. These are all hybrid components. Okay, commonly used microwave junction like E-plane T, H-plane T, magic T, hybrid ring also called as rat race circuit, directional coupler, the circulator, the isolator. So in this module, we have to learn about all these microwave junctions one by one. Okay, so we will be discussing each of them in detail. Now before going into the details of the microwave hybrid circuits, let us have a general look of a two-port device. We are having two ports, one port here and another port here. So the current and voltage are represented here respectively. I1 current at the first port, I2 current at the second port. First port voltage V1, second port voltage V2. Now from the network theory, we have learned that we can describe such a two-port network by means of several parameters, H parameter, Y parameter, Z or ABCD parameter. Now all these parameters, they are linking, they are relating the total voltages and total current in the two ports. Okay, so this is applicable for lower frequency ranges. When the frequencies are in the ranges of microwave, these parameters cannot be applied. The reasons are explained in the upcoming slide. Y, H, Y, Z and ABCD parameter cannot be used at microwave frequency ranges is explained with reasons. So we know that these parameters, since they are linking about the current and voltages, in the microwave frequency also we should be able to measure the current voltage, then only we can express it in terms of these parameters. But when we are coming to microwave frequency ranges, the first reason is equipment is not readily available to measure the total voltage or the total current at the ports of the network. So we cannot use these parameters. Second one, short and open circuits are difficult to achieve over a broad band of frequencies. We know that we have a wide range of frequency in case of microwave, and to find all these parameters we need to have short circuits and open circuits which are difficult to achieve at such microwave frequencies. Third reason is active devices. For example, such as power transistor or tunnel diodes which are used in microwaves frequently will not have stability for a short or a open circuit. Okay, so because of these three reasons, we cannot employ these parameters. We need to have some new form of characterization to represent our microwave hybrid circuit. So, since these ordinary parameters cannot be used to characterize a microwave network, we need to form a new method of characterization. And another important thing to be understood is that at microwave frequencies, we always consider the traveling waves. That is our propagating electromagnetic wave rather than considering about our total voltages or total current. Okay, so when we consider these traveling wave, we use a logical variable S parameter to represent our microwave circuit. Okay, so this particular terms, that is B1 is equal to S11A1 plus S12A2. So this particular representation is used. So S parameters are the parameter which is used for connecting what? Here the output waves and the input incident waves. So since we are considering traveling waves, B1, B2 etc. obviously represents what? The output waves, and A1, A2 etc. represents the incident waves. Okay, so these are the S parameters which will be used for characterizing our microwave circuit. So this is a general representation of our N-port microwave network. So as already stated the reasons, we cannot employ the network theory parameters to characterize our microwave network. So we always consider the traveling waves which is propagating inside a microwave device, and then we use S parameters, okay, S metrics to characterize our microwave network. So this is an example for an N-port microwave network. Here all the A1, A2, A3 etc. up to AN, it is representing the incident waves, and the B1, B2, Bn etc. here represents the reflected waves. Okay, so we can connect this incident waves and our reflected waves of our traveling wave by means of a S matrix. Okay, so that is the characterization which we used for a microwave hybrid circuit. So as you can see here, in the form of matrix and the form of equation, we have written here B is equal to S into A. So B here represent what? The column matrix B. It correspond to the reflected waves or the output. Okay, so S here is a scattering matrix. S, the acronym is for scattering. So this is a scattering column matrix S of the order say n cross n if we are having n ports, and A1, A2 etc. up to AN. This particular matrix, it represents the incident waves or the input. So we can write this in the matrix form as B is equal to S into A. That is what is written here. So we have seen what is a S matrix. So generally if you are writing S, I, J, it indicates what? We are giving input at the ith port and output we are taking out of the jth port. That is what is written. S is the scattering coefficients. So scattering coefficients resulting due to input at the ith port and output is taken out of the jth port. And what is SII? It indicates the power which is reflected back from the junction into the ith port when the input power is applied at the ith port itself. Okay, so in the first case, input we are applying at the ith port and output we are taking from the jth port. But in case of SII representation, it means that input we are giving at I port and we are getting the reflection back at the ith port itself. So that representation is the SII. Now there are certain properties of the S matrix which we have to learn. So In this section, we have seen about the different type of microwave hybrid circuits. Now, when we are studying these hybrid circuits, we have to derive the S matrix of each and every device. Now, for deriving the S matrix, first of all, we should know about the general properties of the S matrix. So, we have seen how we have expressed our scattering coefficients S in the form of matrix. That is, we have represented as B is equal to S into A. So, we will see the properties of S matrix. First property, scattering matrix is always a square matrix of the order n cross n. It is always a square matrix. Second property, S into S star, that is the complex conjugate of S, is equal to I. I, we know it is an identity matrix which is having the same order as that of the S. So this is a second property which we have to remember. S into S star is equal to I. Third property, scattering matrix always possess the property of symmetry. That is, Sij is same as that of Sji, property of symmetry. Now, fourth property states that the sum of products between any row and column with the complex conjugate of any other row or column is 0. Okay, so this property is also important while deriving the S matrix of a microwave device. So its mathematical representation is given, that is sigma I varying from 1 to n, Sij into Sik star is equal to 0 for j is not equal to k. J and k can be integers varying from 1 to n. So this indicates that if we are taking the sum of product between a row and column with the complex conjugate of its corresponding row and column, it will be 0. That is the fourth property. Fifth property states that if any of the port is moved away from the junction, it can be any number of ports. So if any port is moved away from the junction by a distance of say beta into d, then the coefficients of Sij involving that particular port will be multiplied by a factor of e raised to minus of j beta into d. Okay, so we are having say any number of ports in a microwave device. If we are moving one particular port by a distance of beta d, then the coefficients of that corresponding port, okay, that is the S matrix of that corresponding port, should be multiplied by a factor of e raised to minus j beta d. So these are the 5 properties of S matrix which you have to study. And first 4 properties are very important because they have to be always applied for deriving the S matrix of a microwave hybrid device. Now in this particular section we have seen about the concept of a microwave hybrid circuit, some examples of microwave hybrid circuit, and we have seen a new method of characterization, that is S matrix, by which we could represent our microwave network device, and we have seen also some properties of S matrix. Now in the next subsequent section we are going to learn about each of the microwave hybrid components in detail.